Gem here. Thank you for joining me, YouTube. I hope you are well. This is what are the different types of talking therapies for mental illness, and I'm going to give you a nice overview of all the different types. So this is going to be a list. There are videos that are going to be coming out on the vlog that will go into more detail, and one of which I've already done, which is a CBT video. Please check that out. So yeah, I'm going to go through the list. I'm going to sort of say which ones are beneficial to which, and just sort of give you a definition of each one. So let's go for it. So let's just say that talking is good for you. Some people think it's like, ooh, but actually talking is really good. It gives you a chance to be heard, which can make you feel really good about yourself. And also, if you are carrying around lots of worries, lots of negative thoughts, lots of stuff going on, if you offload it, if you talk about it, the worries do tend to seem a little bit smaller. It's something like, is it a problem shared? Is it a problem halved, or something like that? But yeah, I find if I'm worrying about something, if I offload it, if I talk about it, I do feel better. Some people think talking therapies are rubbish and a waste of time. Those are probably people that haven't done them. It's not for everyone. Talking therapies aren't for everyone, but hopefully there might be one in here for you that you think, actually maybe I could do that one. So what are talking therapies? Well, they're also referred to as talking treatments or counselling, psychological therapies or treatments or psychotherapies. Now there's a whole variety of them, and I'm going to go through them now. Information today is taken from the Mental Health Foundation, and that's all in the description below. So what kind of therapies are there? Well, I've talked about CBT already, which is cognitive behavioural therapy. Please check out my video. There is also DBT, which is dialect behavioural therapy. You can also have psychodynamic therapies, humanist therapies, other kinds of therapies, and support and information. So that's the kind of overview of the different types that are available. So number one, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. This is a really, really good therapy, and to be honest, it works for pretty much most mental illnesses. I've already said before, CBT should be taught in schools. It's all about connecting your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviours, and seeing how they affect each other and how they interact with each other. It's really good for depression, really good for anxiety, really good for PTSD, really good for addiction, really good for eating disorders. Yeah, it's just, yeah, a really, really, really good therapy. So CBT is the first one. DBT, or dialect behavioural therapy. This is for people with BPD or borderline personality disorder, which is what I have, and binge eating disorder. It's really good for that as well. Dialect behavioural therapy may have different names, but dialect behavioural therapy is really, really good for people who self-harm, people who have impulsive behaviour, and they need to kind of sort of rein it in a bit, or just be careful and not to keep going for that but dangerous behaviour. Okay, the next one is psychodynamic therapy. This is helpful for depression, anxiety, PTSD, long-term health problems, eating disorders, and addictions. Like I say, this is an overview, but all the information, and if you want to go into more detail, it's all in the description below from the Mental Health Foundation. Humanist therapies, these are helpful for depression and anxiety or addiction. There's other therapies that kind of fall in the category of therapies, but there's quite a few here, so we're going to go through them now. Group therapy. Now, group therapy is a really great opportunity to hear other people experiencing the same thing you are. My camera's not straight. So when I first did my first group therapy, it was actually a CBT group therapy, and it was really good to sort of hear other people say, oh, I battle with this and I battle with that and I struggle with this. Not that you want them to struggle or battle with it, but it's nice to know you're not on your own, and I find that great with group therapy. Can be quite scary sometimes if you're not great at public speaking or you have a fear of public speaking, but they tend to be really, really tailored around, if you want to talk, then you can. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. No one's forcing anyone to do anything they don't want to do. Group therapy is really good for OCD, depression, anxiety. It's really good for young people as well. So again, sharing with each other, listening to each other is a really, really good form of therapy. And people with milder mental illnesses can benefit from group therapy. And actually, even if you've not been diagnosed with mental health problems or a mental illness, group therapy can be really, really good anyway, especially if you're maybe prone to, avoiding things, hiding away, or, distancing yourself from people. Interpersonal therapy. This explores how to link mood with the way you relate to others, to other people close to you. So this is good for people with eating disorders and various forms of depression. Next one is mindfulness-based therapy. Combines talking therapy with meditation. So it might be in a group or it might be one-to-one, and it helps people to reduce stress. I did an anxiety group therapy, and it was sort of meditation and breathing and things like that. Really, really helpful. And again, there was an opportunity for us to talk about our anxiety and how we battle with it, how we struggle with it, which helps everybody to feel sort of like, yeah, I'm not on my own. So mindfulness-based therapy is really, really good for people with depression, anxiety, and it could even help people prevent them experiencing those illnesses again, which is really great. Now, this is a bit of a complicated one, so I'm going to do my best to explain it. So this is called eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or EMDR. So this is a way of stimulating the brain through eye movements, which seems to make distressing memories feel less intense. Now, I think something like this, you have to follow the finger whilst talking about or whilst thinking about maybe some abuse that's happened or trauma, and what happens is through this movement you're desensitizing what the trauma, so the trauma becomes less painful, maybe less you don't have as many flashbacks, all of that. So it's used to treat a range of traumas, including past sort of sexual, physical or emotional abuse, accidents or injuries, so even if you're involved in a car crash or something like that, phobias, anything that you're really, really terrified of, addictions, and maybe even fear of performing in public. It's really good for PTSD as well. I mean, I would say PTSD is probably the main thing that people go to for this EMDR. I haven't tried it. I've heard of it. I haven't tried it, but I've heard it's absolutely brilliant and, you know, can really, really take away those traumatic memories. Motivational counselling, a way of talking about things you may be sensitive about that doesn't feel threatening, recommended for people with alcohol or substance abuse. So it might be that you're feeling really rubbish, really like, you know, you've got severe addiction going on, which then brings you down. You might then need to go and see someone who might motivate you to say, you know, you can do this, you know, support, care. That's what it's all about. It's helping you. Therapy is what it says. It's therapeutic. It makes you feel better. It's finding the right one for you, finding the right one that works for you, and, you know, getting the one that's tailored to you to fit with your illness and to fit with, you know, your personality. So motivational counselling, really good for people with substance abuse or alcohol addiction. Life coaching, I know a few people that have seen a life coach, and this is really great if you're feeling a bit lost. And again, you don't have to have a mental illness. Most of the people I know that have done life coaching don't have a mental illness actually, so can be really good for empowering you, giving you motivational methods. Oh, my camera is not doing well today. Motivational messages to help you reach your goals or make changes. So one of my friends, they quit their job. Sorry guys, this is really annoying me. One of my friends quit their job, didn't know what to do, and went and saw a life coach, and they sort of put them back on track and gave them kind of positive reinforcement and things like that. So really good for that. Art therapies, and this isn't just kind of craft and painting and things like that. This is music, dance, theatre, anything that within the arts where you can be expressive. That is a really good form of therapy. I love singing. I really want to join a choir, because I know when I sing with a group and we do all the harmonies and everything like that, it takes me to another level of like happiness. I don't know why, but it really does. So, and again, acting, you know, maybe join a local theatre group or something like that. Again, you don't have to be centre stage, but even if you wanted to offer a hand, even if it was behind the scenes, something like that. That's sort of going off on a tangent there. Telephone counselling, this is if you really don't want to do one-to-one, or if you know you've got, you know, maybe fear of leaving the house, whatever like that. Telephone counselling can be really, really good. Your local mental health clinic may have this available as well, or you can ring people like the Samaritans and things like that. So offers an easy way of talking to a therapist if you don't want to meet face to face, which can be really good, especially if you have severe anxiety. Computerized cognitive behavioral therapy, so this is basically doing an online CBT course. I don't know if there's a link to one here, but if you can find one, or if you know of one, please put it in the description for other people to share. So yeah, it can be something like doing, you know, beating the blues or something like that. Just doing a little course online. It might give you little tips, little ideas for kind of coping and managing your illness a bit better. And bibliotherapy, using self-help books, self-help books to go to the library, find out what's going on. Find a book that maybe is about anxiety or depression, or perhaps, you know, you want to kind of think about your anger issues. Maybe there's a book on anger. Whatever you think, they can be really, really helpful. Some of them can be a bit cheesy, let's just say that, and not everyone wants to read this kind of cheerleader, yeah, come on, let's get better, but they can be really, really good. I read one years ago because I with my body dysmorphia, and it was all kind of like the psychological kind of way that the way I just hated the way I looked, and different kind of coping mechanisms to sort of deal with how much I hate the way I look. So that was really, really good as well. So that is the overview. That is the list of most of the therapies. I will be going into more detail about for most of them, because I think it's really good to have an understanding of what is available. So summary here, there's I'll just put my paper away. There's a lot of info in this video. Just take from it what you need. The information is in the description below, so you can go onto the Mental Health Foundation, and every single therapy that I've listed has got details, goes into much more detail than I have today, so you might find something for you. If something's new that's come up in this video, please share it with me. Have you not heard of some of these therapies? Have you done many of these therapies? If you've done any of them, please share in the comments below. You will hopefully help someone else that maybe hasn't done it yet or is about to do it. Please share that with me as well. And best of luck finding the right therapy for you. Finding the right course may mean you have to get a referral from your GP, or if you're with your local mental health clinic and you get a referral there. Best of luck finding the right therapy for you. Talking therapies really, really do help. They can make you feel a bit uncomfortable to start with if you're not one for talking. I like to talk quite a lot, so I really benefited from the talking therapies. And you make friends as well. I mean, on top of that, I mean, I've made friends for life from my DBT course and other courses that I've been on. And I'm really, really lucky that I've had the opportunity to do some of these therapies. Please share with me your experience of talking therapies. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye now.